Imagine a world without the roar of engines, without gas stations lining the streets, and without clouds of exhaust filling the air. A world where cars are powered by something silent, clean, and revolutionary. The journey to electric cars might seem like a story of the future, but it's actually a story from our past. A story full of twists, setbacks, and one unexpected comeback that changed everything. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of electric cars. They've come a long way, from being clunky, overlooked experiments to becoming the sleek, cutting-edge machines we see on the road today. But it wasn't always easy. For decades, they struggled to find a place in the automotive world, overshadowed by their gas-guzzling competitors. Let's go back to the 1800s, when electricity was still a new and mysterious force. Did you know that the first electric car actually appeared before the first gas-powered car? Around the 1830s, inventors in Europe and the US were already experimenting with electric-powered carriages. Early models were basic, more like electric trams or horseless carriages, but they proved that electric propulsion was possible. Throughout the late 1800s, electric cars gained popularity, especially in urban areas. They were seen as quieter, cleaner, and easier to drive than the early combustion engine cars. By the early 1900s, electric cars made up about 1/3 of all cars on the road in the US, popular among the wealthy. However, with the arrival of the 20th century, challenges emerged that would nearly wipe them off the road. With the advent of gasoline cars like Henry Ford's Model T in 1908, which was cheaper and faster, electric cars began to lose their appeal. Gas stations were spreading, making gasoline cars more convenient for long-distance travel. Soon, electric vehicles seemed slow, expensive, and impractical by comparison, and by the 1920s, they'd almost disappeared from the automotive scene. In the 1970s, during an oil crisis, interest in alternative fuels briefly revived the concept of electric vehicles. While companies experimented with electric models, the technology still wasn't advanced enough for mass adoption. Batteries were too costly and inefficient. In the 1990s, GM introduced the EV1, one of the first modern electric cars, but high production costs and limited demand led to its cancellation. The electric car seemed doomed once again, until Tesla entered the scene. The 2000s brought a turning point. Tesla Motors, founded in 2003, was different. It was all in on electric cars. Led by ambitious minds, including Elon Musk, Tesla set out to create high-performance electric cars that could appeal to the masses. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, released in 2008, shocked the world with its long range and sleek design. Tesla proved that electric cars could be powerful, luxurious, and aspirational. Then came the Model S, Model X, Model 3, and more recently, the Cybertruck. Tesla pushed the envelope on what electric cars could be and, more importantly, showed that they could be mainstream. This success inspired a global shift, and today nearly every major automaker has electric cars in their lineup. While electric cars have seen a dramatic rise, they still face real challenges. EVs rely on batteries made from materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which have environmental and ethical concerns around mining and disposal. Battery production itself is energy-intensive, and without robust recycling solutions, old batteries could contribute to significant waste. Then there's the issue of charging infrastructure. Though fast chargers are becoming more common, charging is still slower and less accessible than refueling at a gas station, especially in rural areas. Cold weather and high-speed driving can also reduce range, making EVs less practical for some drivers. Lastly, there's the cost. While prices are gradually falling, long-range EVs still tend to be more expensive than traditional gas-powered cars. But despite these challenges, the industry is moving quickly to improve battery technology, build efficient recycling systems, and expand charging networks. Scientists are also exploring ways to make batteries less dependent on rare materials. It's clear that while electric cars represent an exciting shift toward a cleaner future, there are still hurdles to overcome. So, while electric vehicles are changing the way we think about transportation, it's essential to recognize the complex realities of this transformation. For all their benefits, they also bring new environmental and logistical challenges. Tesla and other pioneers in the industry have pushed us forward, but there's still a lot of work to do to make EVs truly sustainable and accessible to everyone. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on the future of electric cars. Do you think they'll fully replace gasoline vehicles? Or is there more to this story? Join us next time as we explore more fascinating stories behind the things that shape our world.